Hey, good afternoon. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? I hope this day finds you blessed, in good spirits, and in good health. I have been MIA from this channel for a minute because the direction that it was going, I felt like in my spirit that I needed to change it because it was originally a channel just for women. It was called Soul Satisfied Woman. But then I said, there are a lot of fellas out here that are on a spiritual journey and they want to get their souls together as well. So I wanted to incorporate everyone and not leave anyone out, because having a good, healthy spiritual life is not just for women. It's for men too. So I changed the name to Divine Soul Family. I chose the name Divine because we are divine beings. Divine simply means angelic, celestial, beings of God. So I thought that would be an appropriate name. And yes, I know I need to change the battery in my smoke detector. So I apologize for that. So let me just give you a little bit of information about me. My name is Felicia. You can call me Felice. I am very spiritual. I do have spiritual gifts that I have shared with many. I had two private Facebook groups where I helped a lot of women grow along their spiritual journeys. I helped a lot of women discover their spiritual path, their spiritual gifts, and just to be strengthened more in their spiritual life. So those groups are no longer active. I'm over here on YouTube now because, like I said, I wanted to reach more people and I wanted to incorporate the men into this journey as well. Also, I practice root work. Not only do I practice it, I live it. It is something that I do daily. Like when you get up in the morning and brush your teeth and wash your face, it is a constant and consistent part of my life. Being that my grandmother, one of my grandmothers, is from Natchez, Mississippi, from the Mississippi Delta. And she was very learned in the roots. She always kept a garden. So I learned a lot about herbs and their various uses, not just for ritual work, but also for healing and, cleansing as well. So I grew up knee-high to a table and these roots by my grandmama's hand. I also read tarot. I've been doing that for years now, about 8 years now. This is not going to be a tarot channel. However, maybe on a weekly basis, I will include tarot just to get a foundation, get some guidance, some direction, some instructions conveyed from the spiritual realm, just in case anyone needs it. And we always need direction and guidance and instruction from the spiritual realm, because as above, so below. So, having said that, if root working is not your thing, then that's okay. That just simply means that I'm not for you and you're not for me, okay? No harm, no foul. And in root work, the book of Psalms is heavily used. It is used in conjunction with doing your work, any type of rituals you may set, any prayers that you may need to have answered, instructions for protection, for guidance, but heavily used in the rituals involved in root work. So I wanted to drop this little message here because I wanted to share it with you guys so you'll be aware you know, to do this before you interact with anyone, not just on a romantic level, but just acquaintances, co-workers, new friends, people that you bring into your life, people that you may want to hang out with, even if it's just, you know, on a acquaintance level, right? Because there's a difference between acquaintances and friends. So let me briefly tell you a story. So a couple of weeks ago, I was in this store, just picking up a few items. And as usual, I forgot to get a basket. I do that sometimes. I won't get a basket and I'll have a handful of stuff and be like, oh my God, I know I need a basket. So there was this gentleman in the store and I noticed him. I noticed him noticing me. So he came over to me after a few seconds. I guess he was gauging whether or not he could approach me. And he said, hi. He said, I don't mean any harm. I just wanted to tell you that you are a beautiful woman. And I said, thank you. And he asked me if I wanted him to get me a basket. I said, sure, that would be nice. Thank you. So he went and got the basket and he brought it back to me. And as I was putting my things in the basket, he told me again how attractive he thought I was. And he asked me, could he have my phone number to call me? So I'm looking at him, and I always look a person in the eyes. The eyes are the windows to everyone's soul. It's like looking out your living room window. You can clearly see what's outside. If you pay attention to a person's eyes, you can clearly see, if you're spiritually in tuned, what lies beneath the surface. And when I say what lies beneath the surface, I mean what's in their spirit, what's in their soul, what kind of soul, what kind of spirit they have, because we have to try the spirit by the spirit. So as I was looking at him into his eyes while he was talking to me, I felt something was a bit out of place in my spirit. But I gave him my phone number, and he asked me if he could text me later on that night. And I said, sure. He said, well, it'll be late because I work graveyard. And I said, oh, that's okay. You know, I'm usually up late, so it's not a problem. He said, okay. So that night when I got home, it had to be about maybe 12-ish, a little bit after midnight. And he popped into my mind. I'm like, oh, he hasn't texted me yet. Immediately after I said that to myself, my mind went directly to the young lady, Sade, from Wisconsin. If you guys are not familiar with her, you probably heard the story, but her name isn't ringing a bell. She was the young lady, I think she was like 18 or 19. She went on a date with this guy. She knew him, you know, just because they all worked like in the service industry, and I think she worked at a pizza place and he worked at a bar, and I guess, you know, they all knew each other, you know, from going to the bar or whatever. She went on a date with this man, and then after the date she went back home to his place, and he unalived her. And then he dismembered her body in his dungeon basement. And her parents, her body parts were being found, like a torso was here, a leg there. And her father did an interview with Nancy Grace. And he said they had found everything except for her head. So my mind immediately went to Sade, after I thought about he hadn't called me. And when that happened, my spirit immediately said, pray, go to the Most High. So I went to the Most High and I called the guy's name. His name is Scott. And I just simply said, you know, Most High, if this guy, Scott, that I just met earlier today, if he is not spiritually, emotionally, mentally sound in his soul, in his mind, in his spirit, then block him from me and shield me from him. Do you know that man has not texted me, nor has he called? And that's been about a good 2 weeks ago. And normally when I meet a guy, if I give him my number, because a lot of times I don't give men my number, I will take their number. And if I give them my number, they generally call. Sometimes like within minutes, sometimes within a few hours, or they will call that same day or later on that evening. He has not called me. And I thank the Most High for that. Because like I said, my mind went immediately to Sade and what happened to her. And I don't know why I thought that when it came to this guy, but that was spirit unctioning me. So what I'm saying is, when you meet new people, I don't care if it's a romantic interest or a friend, coworker, whomever it is that wants to invite you into their life or have you invite them into your life in any shape, form, or fashion. Please, please, please go to the Most High and ask God to block that person from you and to shield you from them if they are not mentally, spiritually, emotionally sound and stable. God will do it. And we really have to try the spirit by the spirit. When you meet someone and you have an inkling, whatever it is, something is not quite right, excuse me, that is your spirit. That's the Spirit of God letting you know. That's a red flag. Don't wave it away. Don't say, oh, it's nothing. It is. It's unctioning your spirit for a reason. I don't care how small and minute it may seem. It's there for a reason. So listen to your spirit. Pay attention to it, because it is the voice of God. That's a warning. Try the spirit by the spirit. Take everything, every person, I should say, to God in prayer. So that's all I wanted to say, because I think that's very important. There's so much going on in this world today. You have so many dark, demonic, evil spirits and entities. We would call him the devil or Satan, and him and his minions, his low down dirty family. They are literally stalking divine beings, celestial beings, angelic beings. They are stalking the children of the Most High because they want your soul. If they can destroy your soul and curse your soul, you're pretty much done. They seek to steal, kill, and destroy. That's all they want to do. So always be on guard. I like to read Psalms 27. Psalms 109 is a good psalm too. But Psalms 109 is a psalm that you would read when you want to completely have an enemy, a wicked, sinister person completely annihilated, and not just them, but their bloodline, their children as well. So if you're not familiar with Psalm 109, check that psalm out, but don't play with it lightly. That is only to be used in the most urgent of situations. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. If you made it this far, like the video. No, subscribe. Yeah, I said no. Yes, like the video. subscribe to the channel. I am going to be consistent now. I'll probably start out posting maybe once a week. I may do more, but I'm gonna say once a week right now because I don't want to put a time frame on it and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna be posting 2 and 3 times a week or 2 and 3 times a day, and I don't follow through with it because I want to have some consistency. And I am really I have my mindset on growing this channel because we are definitely living in a day and age of spiritual warfare. And those of us who walk in the Spirit, who want to walk in the Spirit, who are growing in the Spirit, we really have to be connected. We have to connect with each other. We have to fellowship with each other. We have to build each other up and keep each other motivated and on track. Because there's strength in numbers, you know? And where 2 or more are gathered together in the name of the Most High, there He is in the midst of those 2 or 3. So anyway, thank you guys. The email, I have an email. It's in not the description box, but it's on the information page. If you want to send me an email, if you have some questions, send them on and I definitely will respond. So until we meet again, always know that as above, so below. Whatever is bound or loosed in heaven is also bound and loosed in earth. And also remember that into each rain, sunlight must fall. But mostly remember that God has not forgot. I'll talk to you guys later.